All right, I am here and just jumping in after the holidays. I'm still here and I'm hoping that everyone is still breathing, that you're above ground and everything is going well. The holidays, I think Jamaica, you had your Christmas Day on Monday and yesterday was Boxing Day or today's Boxing Day. I don't know. I know that we had our holidays on Sunday and Monday we were off, and tomorrow people will go back to work. So whatever your celebration was, whether it was great, whether it was small, I'm just hoping that you enjoyed it, that you appreciated, and you gave thanks for whatever it was. We hope that you remember to share with someone, that you didn't just sit and ate some more and had your leftovers and throw away stuff while there were so many others who didn't eat. So as we come back together, let's just hope as we go forward it will be a better year. We're almost at the end of this year, that you will look back and just do some reflections and see what things you will change and see what things you will do the same, because they were good, they were successful, they were wholesome, and you felt good inside. And as we get ready for that, let me also talk about our mental health. That it is something that you have to make sure you take care of. So often we get up and we keep going, and we're going through a lot of stress, we're going through a lot of things are going on, and we're afraid to talk to people, we're afraid to step out, we're afraid and so that we can be well, we're afraid to make changes so that things can be a little bit better. The hardest thing, I think, for any person is to live in a stressful situation. For me, I like peace of mind. I love peace of mind. It doesn't matter how much we have or do not have. If you don't have peace of mind with it, it just seems like a tormenting thing. When you get up and you don't have to be constantly talking or or touching or things like those. But if there's no loud conversations, if there are no put downs, if there are no bad looks, if there are no name calling, if there are no, you know, no kind of a thing where, people feel like they're better than others, then it is doable. If you can get up and say good morning, and maybe that's all you say for the day, but you're able to get up and say that, and somebody will respond to you. If you're able to get up when somebody walks out the house, they can say, I'm not here, or they come back in and they say good night to you, or, it doesn't have to be you up on each other and, laughing and talking and hugging and, living, coexisting in a good situation. It's okay, because you feel you feel you don't feel stressed, you don't feel afraid, you don't feel less than you should feel. So we can coexist in a good way. But what I want us to remember, that as we take care of our mental health, that we're no superheroes. Don't ever think that you can do everything. Sometimes you got to step back. Sometimes you're going to say no. Sometimes you have to not pick up that phone. Sometimes you have to just smile and keep moving, regardless of, instead of saying something you might regret later, you just smile and you keep moving. You go to work, sometimes it can become stressful because so many demands are placed on you. And yet you have to make sure, because there's always somebody out there waiting for that job. So you have to put yourself in a position where, you know, you're handling these things, but you're also taking care of yourselves and making sure that if this is not for you, you don't force yourself to stay in it. Stress kills. And what stress does, it makes you suffer before. Because one of the things, you're stressed out, you go to the doctor. Doctors can't find anything that is wrong. Your blood pressure is okay. Your blood work doesn't come back showing deficiencies. And so those are the things that science uses to help people to understand um, if something is off or not. So just remember, you're not superheroes. Sit down for a minute if you need to sit. Take a minute to inhale and exhale deeply. Give yourself the permission to feel good. There's nothing wrong in feeling good. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes we feel guilty to feel good when others are not. But there's no, give yourself that permission to feel good. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. Just remember that. You don't have to go at them because John Brown has this, you need to get it too. Oh, they went on vacation, you got to go to. Oh, they did this, we got to do. Be yourself, live in your means, be happy, and work to build if you want to, but be happy. Don't live your life wanting to have what others have, because believe me, the time will come when it's not there. And then what are you going to do? Stress yourself out, start hating your spouse because, oh, they're not working hard enough, they're not giving you enough, they're not doing enough, they're not. Be happy, be thankful. If you have a roof over your head, you're not getting wet when it rains, you have food on your table, you're healthy, your family is healthy, you have a lot to be thankful for. We have jobs, have an income. You know, many people don't have an income. So please, as you take care of your mental health, these are the things that will help us to become stronger and better. When we know what our limits are, when we know what we have, and we budget to live in the means that we have. I say this, that a small circle of friends is better than to be popular and everybody wants you to go here and go there. You have to answer these phone calls. So I find that for me, I get home and I'm okay. I will reach out, but I don't have like a huge following of, oh my God, this one sent me a text. They send that WhatsApp thing in the mornings. And you're thankful that they're thinking about you, and you appreciate it. But people, listen to me. The smaller your circle, and when I say smaller your circle, I don't mean like just good morning to people and hello and stuff. I mean people are demanding from you who, oh, we got to do lunch. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, can you go to the mall? Oh, we got to go. And in this running, you have things that you need to do. After all the running and all of the everything, you have things you personally have to attend to. So let us not put ourselves in these overwhelming positions that we're not able to manage. Sometimes you go to bed late or you're trying to sleep and you forgot that we needed to go. I'm coming to pick you up. And you really didn't want to go because you're tired. But because you want to feel like you belong in these circles, you get up and you stress yourselves out. After a while, you're burnt out. And when you're burnt out, believe me, many people are not going to be sympathetic with you. So be careful. You are one person. You're not a superhero, as I said before. And therefore, understand that you can get burnt out. You can become overwhelmed. You can become frustrated. And it can become a bigger issue to deal with. Don't ever lie to yourselves. Understand where you are, how you are. Don't pretend that it's okay when you're really not okay. If you're tired, take a breather. I know sometimes the work we do pushes us into these harsh kind of situations where you just got to keep going, you got to keep going. But while you're doing that, find a way to better yourselves so that you can change that kind of work environment and work in a more stable setting where your normal hours, and you're able to work hard but not over hard. Some people have to keep pushing even when there's nothing left. They gotta keep going. Different experiences will tell you that what works for you may not work for me. Things that I can manage, you may never manage it. Because a lot of us, the things we do there are things that as children we've been exposed to it. It's no some children, they've never seen their parents doing for anyone. They've never seen their parents giving back to anyone. They've never seen their parents doing anything more than going out to work, getting and coming home, and this is all they know. So these children, they grow up and they're selfish and they don't understand it. And it's not like they want to be selfish, but if they were not taught, if they were not exposed to it, then it's harder for them to give back in that sense. So we have to do things, and if we're teaching our children community service, be supportive, then our lives become different. When we don't teach our kids to make the bed, learn to make your bed, learn to do this. You can wash the dishes or you can take the garbage out. If we don't teach them these things, then the stress is so overwhelming because you come home, the dishes are dirty, they're piling up in the sink. Even if you put them in the dishwasher, nobody empties the dishwasher, they're waiting for you. The garbage is there, it's stinking, but nobody has even though the kids are old enough to grab the bag and put it where it needs to go, they're sitting waiting. Because we're not teaching them that it's good to be industrious. But teach them how to clean up, how to wipe down the counters, how to do the things so that your stress level is not so high. One of the other things as you think about closing out this old year and getting ready for the new year is that never suffer alone. A lot of people, they are very private and, oh, I don't tell my business to anybody. They're going to talk my business. And they're very private. They're very private. They make it seem like their life is different from everyone else. We all go through the same things. We're human beings. We all go through the same things or similar things. So we should never feel ashamed to talk things out. When we hold things in, we're only sacrificing self. We don't need to hold things in. If we're sick, we're not the first to be sick. Some people, they have cancer and it's a private thing. No, sometimes when you talk about it, it relieves some of the stress. You're not looking for sympathy, you're not looking for, but sympathy is good when somebody can tell you, I understand. When somebody can know that maybe if you drink a little bit more water, do you have access to coconuts? And you can drink when you open your mouth and you speak, that's how people know how to make things a little bit better for you. Sometimes we're there and we're struggling, but we struggle alone. And because we feel that we're the only one who is going through this and it's embarrassing and we don't want people to know our business. Sometimes we need to let people know our business. Sometimes we need to let people know our business because our business is not unique because so many have gone through it. And it's in the conversations and becoming parts of little groups that people are going through the same things that we can empower and strengthen and give people hope for another day. So let's not forget that, guys. And those of us who become caregivers understand that we have to take care of ourselves first before we talk about taking care of anyone else. Because you cannot pour anything when the cup is empty. If you are sitting there struggling, you're stressed out, you don't know how or when or how you're going to manage, how are you going to give care to somebody else? What are you going to be giving from? So let's remember, guys, you cannot pour from an empty cup. The cup is empty. If you are empty and broken, it's hard for you to really give honestly to anyone else. So much resources out there. When the pandemic struck, all of a sudden people realize that mental health is real. It is real. And therefore, a lot of funding has been poured into different resources. People, find the resource if you need it. Find someone you can talk to. Don't be ashamed to go in and talk to a counselor. Don't be ashamed to go out and let somebody know how you're feeling. Because sometimes it takes just a little thing to help you change that. So you don't have to suffer alone. The resources are out there. Do not sit by yourself, burn yourself out, and then you get to a point of no repair when you could have been wholesome. A lot of things when it comes to women, black women, and men, black men, who they go through so much, but everybody expects them to be stoic and not express their feelings. And if they cry, it's embarrassing. And I have a friend who cries. I remember he spoke about his dad coming in when the dad boarded the plane. When the dad left, he sat in his car and cried. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because what crying does, it takes some of the pressure off your hearts. So crying is good. Sometimes it's just, let it out. So yes, women of color, a lot of us, single parent, nobody expects us to, we have to keep going. We got to keep going. But no, sometimes just take a moment. I go to work, I come home. I am not telling anybody that they cannot go do this, do that. Oh, they're going here, they're going shopping, they're going. But for me, I get home from work, I figure I did so much walking at work and working with children as it is. If you're overwhelmed, you cannot work well with them. If you are pressured, if you're going through stuff, you cannot work well with the children, because as soon as they just a look, it becomes a big deal. The simplest of things that they do, your patience is not there. You cannot, because you are so filled with everything else. Everything else is so on you that every little thing that is not perfectly in line throws you off. So for me, I am grateful to God I'm still able to be working and doing what I do. And so after work, I get home, I sit at my desk, I exhale. And that helps me to face each day with more patience, more love, and not so overwhelmed and so burnt out and so angry, but I'm able to go in and I'm able to just do what I do. So my people, wherever you are, and as we've gone through the holidays and we're still here, we're giving thanks, just remember that when you feel good inside, then you can support somebody else. When you are not burdened down or going through some unnecessary things, you can be a positive source of support for someone else. When you learn to be satisfied, or when you learn to understand that everyone's situation is different and yours is no different, and you know, I need to get my hair done. But it's okay, because when you feel good, you can be a source of support for others. So as we go forth, let me just say that we keep an open mind, we stay thankful, we stay prayerful, we stay blessed, and in time, we can be hopeful, because hope, help, treatment works. And one of the things that it's a new thing that I heard or I read somewhere, it says, treat above your neck just like you do below the neck. A lot of us go to the doctor, we get our hearts checked out, we get our lungs to make sure they're clear. We take care of everything. We go to the gym and we pump it up and we exercise and we do. But yet our mental health suffers. So let us treat above the neck just the same way we treat below the neck. Take care of yourselves, people. If you can't be good, be careful. But what good, do good. Subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Congratulations to the people who won, and I hope that we'll be able to do another one soon, another giveaway soon. But in the meantime, just know yourselves. Just take care of yourselves. Understand that you're no hero. You're just a human being with needs just like everyone else. So, walk it.